man may not be on the top of his form, but he can still make himself useful.
Welcome back to the By Design Show. I'm your host, Ronnie Knuckles, and today we are going to have another group episode where we talk about random topics, and as Riot did last time, maybe a cool quote or two. I'm not sure if you have any geared up.
I can find one.
I've got a cool one. I've got a couple cool things to bring up. And so I'd kind of talked about it before we started. The first thing is, you guys know about Chernobyl. Do you guys know about Chernobyl?
Of course.
So
No, tell us.
I don't know a ton of facts other than it was the biggest nuclear meltdown in human history, and it let off more radiation. It was 400 times more radiation than the bomb that was dropped at Hiroshima.
Did not know that.
Yeah. And so over the last 50 years or so, it happened in the 70s maybe. So
Wright was alive.
I remember it.
yeah. I remember watching it on TV.
I was there.
Over the last 50 years or so, they've tried different ways to like get it contained because it's still leaking into the air. And so Russia, in conjunction with Ukraine, spent like $2 billion to put this like capsule over the top of it. Well, so they actually couldn't contain it because you can't go in. They sent people in to like get samples, and all of them died within like 5 or 10 years because it's so radioactive inside.
And lately it's been harder to get people to agree to go in and get samples.
As you can imagine.
Yeah.
So what they did was they built this capsule around it, and inside of the capsule was lower air pressure than outside, so it contained everything inside. And it was only supposed to last like 100 years. Well, now you've got the war going on, and this Chernobyl's in Ukraine. It's not in Russia. It was in Russia before the split and all that. So Russia flew a drone into the side of the new capsule, and now everything is leaking back out. And someone described it as like if you have a balloon, the air is contained within that balloon, but then as soon as you pop it, everything starts to leak out. And then it started a fire, and they were like trying to put the fires out, and it's been a whole big meltdown. So now they're thinking that it's going to spread throughout Ukraine, at least the surrounding communities, and start killing people again.
There's a town 10 miles away from Chernobyl where people actually live at today,
Yeah.
which is wild.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of guesstimation on why Russia would do that. They think it's a way for them to end the war. Were you on you the whole time?
No, he switched to Wood right when he talked.
Oh, no, that's good.
Yeah, I was going to ask,
sorry.
how much of this outcome do you think was hoped for by Russia?
Yeah.
Well, so they think Russia flew the drone in as a way to end the war because they know that Ukraine might not be able to go and fix that themselves. And so Russia is going to be able to come in and say, yeah, we'll fix it for you, but the war's over, kind of a thing. Or give us certain territories or whatever. So they're going to use it as a negotiation tactic. Or they're just going to say, or don't, and we'll just... all your people are going to die.
Yeah, we'll just wait.
Let the whole
It's kind of a sly move, but I thought it was interesting.
just die of, nuclear waste. I mean, that's insane.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's
I
gnarly.
wish they'd just cut it out.
The Russians and the Ukrainians?
All of them. Just
Yeah.
stop it, guys.
Good advice.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Get some help.
Listen to Tim.
Get some help.
He's pleading
We
with
should
you.
mediate for both of them. We'll fly you over.
I have heard some interesting
Stand in between
I like
Putin and
that.
Zelensky, just like,
I would.
listen, guys, you got to chill.
I would do that, and I'd look at them both, and I'd say, stop it.
Bet their hand.
Yeah. You are brothers.
No.
Y'all are pretty much the same. All right.
So what blew up to make it that?
It was like a
Nuclear reactor,
just
I
a
think.
nuclear power plant, and then it just melted down. And
Have you seen the
released-
pictures of the leftover, the big blob thing?
Yeah, I've seen some
It
pictures.
like
I don't know what
melted
to believe.
everything
I heard what they call it. They call it
inside.
the
and-
elephant foot or something.
yeah. It's just a huge thing of
But
uranium.
it's not a real elephant.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just wonder what's in the
It
water
was.
by Chernobyl. They
It's
have like a
a little
lake or a
mutated
river
now.
or something right there.
I don't know, it trips me
wonder
out.
what those fish look like in there.
I don't know. The whole thing sketches me out.
There's got to be some weird fish.
That's
man.
what I'm saying.
Nuclear
I
power is
wonder if they have any
insane.
octopuses in there.
We should
It's
ask Jeremy Wade.
1986.
Jeremy Wade, if you're listening,
1980.
let us
Dang,
know.
it was later than I
give us a
expected.
call.
So, will it tell you when they put the little dome on? I think it was in 2008 or something like that. They put this dome on. I don't know. Anyway,
Remained frozen in time. Off limits to the public.
yeah. People have gone in there to like collect samples. I was telling Woo that, and they went into like full hazmat gear. So like they had the the masks on with it was fully sealed up.
Here's
too.
the
like,
shelter construction
what they
covering the
thought would
exploded
protect them.
reactor at Chernobyl nuclear
go.
plant in Ukraine.
Have you watched the HBO series Chernobyl?
No,
I've heard it's good.
It's phenomenal. It's just a limited miniseries. I
Is
think
it pretty
it's
accurate?
I think it's only 6. It seems to be. I haven't heard anybody complain about
I
it.
saw a
Its
documentary
accuracy.
is it
about
like
one
talking?
time.
About, is it like the story of what happened? Like
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's dramatized. It's not like a documentary.
Sure,
it's like
sure.
a show.
HBO's got some pretty good shows.
Oh yeah.
Apple TV's still the goat though.
Never
Eastbound
seen the show
and
on
Down?
Apple TV. Can't lie.
Tripping.
You haven't watched
hey,
Severance?
dude,
Never seen it.
which one?
Severance.
I've heard you got to get through like the first 4 episodes before it starts picking up.
I'd say it's like
and
2.5. But
I just don't know if I have the patience to sit through them.
Apple TV's got some
All
good
Ryan
stuff.
watches
though.
is
Huge.
Hawaii 5-0.
You,
They got
Big Hawaii 5-0.
Looks like a Hawaii
enthusiast.
5-0 guy.
I love Hawaii 5-0,
Yeah,
man.
you look like a
McGarrett,
you look like you would.
Dano, greatest duo on earth.
I feel like you could
know about
do
that.
like a good Hawaii 5-0 Halloween costume.
Yeah, yeah.
could be McGarrett.
I just
Would
do
you
what Max
would
does.
you ever consider shaving the beard and just keeping
Sure.
the stash?
Sure. Oh,
He's
done
done
it.
that
Done
thing
it
will grow
before.
back in like half a day.
Done it before,
Man,
man.
oh man, I'd kiss you.
You kind of would look like McGarrett.
No, he
though.
wouldn't, Nanny. No, he wouldn't.
Don't let Tim see a barefaced man.
Because that boy's getting a kiss.
What about Coda? Coda rocks a stash all the time.
I usually do.
That's why we kiss so much.
Now,
All right, now we're getting weird here, boys.
I saw Tim yesterday at Ireland's volleyball game at Little Flock.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was there to watch some, I think his friends'
My
kids or
preacher's
something like
kids.
his preacher's kids. And I took my wife over to introduce them because they have not yet met or whatever. And the first thing she asked, she just goes, oh, do you have a kid here? And Tim just looks at her and goes, nope. Just a weirdo.
Yeah.
Way to set the tone. Tim.
She's so sweet though. She said, "Oh, okay."
yeah.
was just gonna let it happen.
You should have known what she was thinking.
Yeah.
She was like, all
He
right.
clarified immediately, but yeah,
Kentucky Derby?
It's a funny running joke. Oh yeah,
Oh,
Just happened?
dude, the Kentucky Derby. I forgot.
Did anybody
you
win
forgot
any
about
money?
the Derby?
I won
I didn't.
$13
I won
Ooh.
18
on the
off,
day.
3
I won
races.
I won 46 on the Derby.
Wow.
So I did a no. That was a win play show bet.
There you go. That's
And
what I
so
was doing.
you do a win play show, and then they can fall in any order. And I had 2 of the top
Well, old
3.
Final Gambit let me down.
I was at Ryan's wife's family's derby party, and they did a horse auction, which is kind of cool. I've never done that before. Where you
Oh,
just-
yeah.
they pick a horse,
Yeah,
and you just
yeah,
bet money on it, and the pot, whoever wins gets the pot.
Yeah.
The pot was $509.
Wow,
Yeah, $45 for the winning horse.
Sovereignty went $45.
that's good.
What's crazy is when there was up for auction, I looked at Woosley and I said, I think that horse. I go based off names.
The
I was like, that's
Bays,
a pretty-
the Bays
that's a-
one, or the one
no,
that won.
I said Sovereignty was going to win.
Oh, Sovereignty.
Bays came in third, I think.
Yeah.
Did
And
he?
was
Yeah, he's the one that
Baez
he's
or
the one
whatever
that
it was.
he's the one that messed me all up.
He was the
Really?
fill-in.
He's
too,
the one
off
that messed
scratch,
up
I think.
my win play show bet.
Yeah.
I'm like, who is this Bays horse or
Well, I
whatever his
had,
name was?
In
I just-
journalism, getting second. Who saw that coming?
I just
Yeah.
pick
journalism.
favorites.
I had him
favorites.
picked for second.
Did you?
Yeah, I had him picked as my place.
I
America
really
saw
thought
it
Final
coming.
Gambit was going to take it.
I had Publisher. I bought him for $16.
Who did I
He
have
probably came
winning?
in
I
last.
can't even
didn't
remember
track.
who won. What was the
Sovereignty.
Sovereignty? I had Sovereignty Publisher, and then I had
I had Publisher.
I can't remember who I had as my third horse. I think I had Owen Almighty.
Yeah, you did.
And
I
Dave,
liked,
hey, man,
Flying Mohawk.
He hung in there till the
I
last
didn't,
turn.
I didn't see the final.
I donated $40
He was in the
on
lead
day.
for
Dude,
a bit,
They
and
needed
I
to
was
be
like,
said
that, I was really hoping he was
Had
going to
fun
win.
doing
I know.
I was like, oh, dude, that'd be insane.
well, if the horse ever leads in the Derby, by the way, I'm sure most people listening to this aren't from Louisville, and so I highly doubt they watch the Kentucky Derby.
I don't know, man.
it's
It's
pretty popular.
It's huge.
But if you watch it, just know that if you pick a horse and they come out of the gate and your horse is in the lead going into the first turn,
They're done.
he's going to lose.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably pretty bad.
He's going to get destroyed.
He might finish
Now,
last.
Owen Almighty still finished like 6th or 7th, and he led most of the back. If he
he
would have
in
held
one?
that, he led out the chute and coming around the turn, and pretty much all the way down the backstretch. And I thought
wow.
he's going to gas out, but then he just kept hanging in, and then of course last turn.
I'm trying to.
Did y'all know
He
that all
gassed.
the
He
horses?
wasn't almighty.
That's what you got. You got to hold them, man. The good jockeys know that though too. Like the experienced jockeys will hold their horses.
You know the owner of that.
Hold your horses.
Is that where that comes from?
Yes, I think it is.
Maybe that's where
You
it
know
came
that
from.
owner named
My
that
mind literally
horse
just got
after
blown.
his son.
Yeah,
Owen.
I'm right there with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his son was with him too. You should probably do that. You
I should buy a
horse.
racehorse.
Yep, name it.
Name it Almighty Owen.
There you go.
Oh,
Huh?
nice.
Not going to do that.
All right.
Be expensive.
Would be, but also have no
Admire
interest in doing
Daytona
that.
came in last. Flying Mohawk came in second.
What a bum.
That was the one you
Where
said
where did
in the group message.
Owen
Was
Almighty
Flying
finish?
Mohawk.
Was he in like
Owen
seventh?
Almighty finished fifth. Final game at fifth.
Dang, boy!
I know,
mad at
but
that.
I
He
wanted
almost
Final Gambit to
placed.
win.
I think I had Sandman as one of mine.
Sandman finished seventh.
Yeah.
Sandman.
Chuck of Gold finished ninth.
So Sandman was in last going into the last turn.
I just want that
So
job.
he
where
made a
just
surge
named
at the end.
horses.
That's what I'm saying. They hold him
Derby
back, and then they
yeah.
make these big surges at the end. Sandman's got a cool story. Some young guy, like just out of high school, him and his girlfriend bought this racehorse and started racing him in Arkansas.
I think his name's Griffin or something like that.
Yeah, he's just like
potentially. He's like a
normal-
social media dude.
Yeah, bought this horse and he won the Arkansas Derby and got into the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah,
And
it's pretty nuts.
And almost, I mean, he was in last. I thought, oh boy, he's a big gray horse. Made a surge at the end to finish seventh. It's pretty good.
I think was there like a TikTok of him reacting to the race?
Yeah, to the
yeah.
to the
To
Arkansas.
the
like-
Arkansas Derby.
Yeah.
Kind of looks
Anybody
like
actually
Spencer
hit a
Smith
super
back
high
in the
five?
day.
A $1 super high five.
Clean shaven fella.
Good, yeah,
38.
yeah, clean cut guy.
Yeah.
Surely somebody did.
He was hyped.
Pretty sure he
He
got
was, I mean,
famous.
you buy a
TikTok
racehorse and they win the
Yeah,
Arkansas
sure.
Derby.
Said I'm pretty sure he got famous off the TikTok dances when they came on the scene. That dude that
Kind
bought
of
the
far
horse.
from the mic there.
Oh, wait, am I? That's my
yeah,
fault.
see,
I'm
Mhm. If
sorry.
you had your headphones
Did he
on, you
for
wouldn't
real?
know. You would know.
Oh, we went no headphones today.
I'm not a big
man.
fan.
Trying
I gotta
something
be
new.
honest.
Hey, we tried it out. You gotta try everything once.
I like
course
I
I
like,
say,
I
you
like
know,
a headphone.
time out.
Riot didn't want to do the headphones. Look at that head of hair on him.
They hurt my ears.
He's got some
Hermione
lettuce.
too.
That's what happens
That's
when you
what
got
I'd say
big
too
ears.
if I had that lettuce on me.
Whoa, I need to go back to this. Are you being serious about the TikTok dancing?
Who are you talking about?
Pretty sure.
Sandman's
I'm
owner.
pretty sure the guy who bought the horse. Yeah. I think he like got famous off of TikTok whenever it came on the scene.
Dolly is
Doing them
starving
dances.
for some attention.
She
today.
is.
Do you remember when TikTok dances were like the
Yeah, I
the
do.
thing
But
for a
I-
minute?
Yeah,
Tide Pods.
that's
You
how I
remember
blew
Tide
up.
Pods?
it's just such a curveball.
He's got like a bunch of followers.
The
Yeah,
crazy
like
thing about
seven-
that is the Secretariat descendant. It was
Yes,
every
dude.
horse. That's pretty nuts.
Every horse in the race was a
That's
descendant of
insane.
Secretariat.
He's the
Shows
goat.
Hey,
you.
have you
Yeah.
seen? Have you gone back and watched Secretariat win the Derby?
No.
It is
And
insane.
was it
even
in the
close?
movie or in real life?
He won by 27 links.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
Yo.
That's, yeah.
yeah.
You know they
and the
let-
second horse, they. So I don't know if you
Basically,
guys.
the Jordan of horses.
He was. Well, I mean, now all of his.
LeBron.
Now every
LeBron.
horse in the
LeBron
Derby
James.
The
is
Jordan.
related to him.
LeBron James.
But did you know his heart was like 22 times larger than
so
all the other horses he was racing
PED.
against?
So was Bob Baffert?
No, he was
around
just
back
born
then?
that way. That's why they. That's why they breed him. That's why his bloodline's so prevalent, because he had a big heart, and so they try to replicate it through breeding. But the horse that came in second had the heart that was like 8 times bigger than the other horses, and still got burned.
I remember if they
Size of
talked
the
about
heart.
that in the movie about his heart.
Hmm?
I can't
Not about
remember.
the size of the heart.
He was a little horse. It's the way in which it makes you run.
I was hoping somebody would help me with that.
There's our quote right there. I saw somebody post online that said every movie about a horse race, the whole entire premise is you don't think this horse can go fast, but it can go fast.
That is Secretariat. That was the
Yeah.
that was the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why they hated on him so much, dude.
You guys ever go to Derby?
I've never gone to Derby, but I go to Churchill. Well, this will be the first year I haven't gone at least 2 or 3 times already.
We went to the dawn
I
of
usually go.
the down,
Yeah.
dawn at the downs.
We're not gonna go down this rabbit hole.
Okay.
I mess it up every time.
Stop it.
Dawn at the
Louisville.
downs, where we got to watch the horses work out and stuff like that. That was fun.
It is cool, man. So you didn't watch any races?
No, they just worked out. So they were running around the track, but it wasn't
Like
like an
bench
actual
pressing and stuff?
race.
I love going.
Yeah, they were just working on
Dumbbells.
cardio, squats.
There you go.
taking
Bench press, RDLs.
You should see the amount of pre-workout these horses take.
I'll tell you a place to go. A fun thing to do is go to Keeneland in October
We're planning on doing
during the
Keeneland this
day,
year. Yep.
and then when the race is over, you can catch a bus and go watch the Kentucky football game. That's like a big thing.
Never been to Keeneland.
Keeneland's awesome.
Really?
we almost went
Nice.
last
I
year.
think
but we didn't
Keeneland
come
is
out
more
until too late.
Keeneland's more fun than Churchill.
It's not Commonwealth anymore.
Oh, is it not?
No, it's Kroger Field,
Kroger
dude.
Field.
When did they
Where you
change that?
been?
Like 10 years ago.
Nah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, brother.
dog.
I haven't been.
It's been
I
at
haven't
least
been
a
to Kroger
decade.
Field. I've only been to Commonwealth.
Now they're going to be probably pretty garbage again this year.
What
But
makes you think that? Because they still have Mark Stoops?
yes,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. What are you going to do? But maybe they won't be, and there'll be a fun night game to go to. Night games are fun either way,
Yeah, we can.
It's
have
always fun to go
regardless.
but
The
it's
Florida
fun.
game.
It's fun to go to Keeneland.
I'm
then
fiending for some football. I'll watch any football right now. I had the UFL on.
All right, Tim, go get your
yesterday.
pads on.
Whatever that was.
Oklahoma drill in the office right now.
But
I'll do
anyway,
it.
we need to do that. Maybe we'll do that this fall. We'll set
that'd
it
be
up,
fun.
go watch some horse racing during the day, and then go shoot over to Kroger
fun.
for the
Kroger
football
Field
game.
trip.
came in effect 2017.
I think they play Texas at
Sheesh.
home this year.
It's been a minute.
That'd be fun.
That would be
I
good.
got Florida at home, maybe.
Fun
With
for
a
who?
126
Well, I'm saying they're going to get
renovation
destroyed
to the stadium.
no matter who they play, unless it's
Where do they play UT?
I don't think I've been since.
Right.
I think no. I think they're playing at Commonwealth. See,
Kroger's.
Got him.
Playing at Kroger's.
I think they're playing at Kroger this year. Might be fun to go to the UT
yeah, I'd
game.
like to go to the UT game.
But
Good luck
I've gone to
getting them
3
tickets.
Kentucky UT games, and they've only won one of them, and the other 2 they got blown
How many
out.
times have
'Cause
we
UT's
beat
better.
Tennessee in the last 30 years? Not many.
5, maybe.
It's not announced yet where they're playing at.
really.
Tennessee should be at home. It's a home and away. Whoever's on the bottom.
Ping them on
is at
Teams
home.
and ask them if
So
they
they're
know.
playing at home.
I'll ask them.
Tennessee's playing at Kroger Field. What's the date?
October 25th.
October 25th. Oh, so Keeneland's going to be in full swing.
Texas is the week before.
See what I'm saying?
At Kentucky.
Y'all want to just go down
Yeah.
there for a full week?
Just
Saturday,
camp out.
Saturday.
I'm sure our wives will love that.
Check up in Lexington.
that.
Why not?
Well, if we make sure we're real annoying to our wives leading up to us
Kentucky
asking,
just does
it'll
it
be
to
like,
himself, man. They got
yeah, get outta
Georgia,
here.
Texas, Tennessee back to back to back.
We don't have a choice.
That's a rough one. Well, you could space them out.
That's going to be a morale killer.
Can't hear that.
What's that?
Yeah, you can.
Texas, Tennessee, back to back.
Well, Georgia.
Listen,
Texas
man,
and Tennessee.
Kentucky's got like top 5 hardest schedule in the country this year, and probably the worst team in the
Bottom
SEC.
5 talent.
Yeah,
We might be Vandy.
they've
this
got
year.
they've got a good quarterback, which they always do. You know, they always say, "Oh, he's great."
Kentucky?
Yeah, the
Who
dude
is
that
the quarterback?
the dude that started for Texas A&M, Calamazone. I don't know his name.
Calzone. He's an Italian guy.
Kyle Calzone.
I don't know if that's his name, but he got hurt at Texas A&M. Then Auburn signed him, and he didn't play that much, and so then he went.
I thought we
to
had
New
the same
Mexico
Calzone.
State.
So basically,
Calzone.
that's the
Calzone.
kind of quarterback
That's a dude
we
that
get
came from
every
like
year.
UW.
we have a guy named Brock?
Right?
Well,
Yeah,
he was
Vandergrift
he was a
last year.
starter at
What happened
A&M,
there?
and he got hurt, and then he
He
went to
died.
Auburn,
He was
didn't play
trash.
much, and then he went to
he
UWI.
died. He
'cause
seemed like a cool guy,
had
though.
been hurt,
Yeah.
He wore a
and
cell phone.
now he's back in the
belt
SEC.
clip.
Blah,
Did
blah,
he?
blah.
Yeah.
I think he's probably
It was
going
like a
to
thing. Anytime he wasn't
I
playing
think the
football,
O line's going to be so
pictures had
bad.
him wearing like
So he was like 40.
Those defense is pretty good, though.
He had like an android on his hip.
Didn't he do a bunch of commercials?
Brock, I don't know. Did he?
Brock Vandergrift?
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but he was garbage.
No,
Sorry.
I was
No
thinking-
offense, Brock.
Sorry, Brock.
If you're listening,
The
you were not great.
Kicks
No,
in the door.
full
Right?
offense,
Here,
Brock.
Brock.
the real
Full
question is:
offense. You suck.
100 men, one gorilla.
Come on now.
See,
Dude, we've already talked about
debated
this.
Seth.
Yeah.
We've
It
already
depends.
5 guys.
It depends on the men.
5 guys.
It does
Five
depend on
guys
food
is
right now.
Yeah, we're not talking about
No,
burgers.
Okay.
Or your college experience.
So I was
4
reading some more
guys.
facts. Did you know gorillas actually have like it's like a 13,000 whatever the pressure measurement is for a bite.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have the strongest bite in the animal kingdom, stronger than a lion.
I mean,
That's fine.
I saw.
they're
I
going to
saw a
bite
fact-
your. You're going to bite your head off of your shoulders.
No, they're
I
not.
saw a fact that the average
They're
full-grown
tiny.
gorilla weighs
Yeah, they're
400
real tiny.
pounds.
They're
and they can
4'4", bro.
lift 10 times their weight.
4'4".
They're 4'4", bro.
4,000 pounds.
They're
was gorilla can lift
4'4"
one.
and 500 pounds.
They had a picture of a gorilla on a bench press.
hold on a minute. I saw this argument the other day. It said this. They were having this debate on TikTok, and this guy was like, "I'm gonna have James Harrison, like all these huge
The Rock.
human beings," and he was like, "Okay, well, if we get to pick our biggest, meanest human beings, then the gorillas get to pick the biggest, meanest gorilla.
Yeah.
The biggest, meanest gorilla is
get full
murking them all.
Nah.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, I saw something.
The biggest
King
gorilla
Kong
ever
is-
was like 12 feet tall.
100 humans.
There was a 12-foot
humans?
tall gorilla
Yes.
in real life.
Yeah, go look it up.
Well, I don't like the
100
rules. I don't like the
humans.
rules.
Just
Those
know
are
that
the
the first
rules, man.
25
We get to
humans
pick
are
our biggest.
sacrifices.
We
I mean,
picking an
they-
average
40.
gorilla. We get average
Probably.
dudes. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
What's an average
I'd be
dude?
good with that.
It says the
Not me.
tallest recorded gorilla was a
don't think you're
silverback,
average.
and
Thanks, man.
he
I appreciate
was
that.
6'5". Was the tallest recorded one.
See,
What'd
not
you say?
that big.
6'5"?
6'5".
Ronnie said 12 feet.
I thought I
He
said
keeps going
12
back.
feet.
Where do you
He
come
watches
up with these
King Kong
wild
versus-
numbers?
I saw
Godzilla or
that.
whatever.
I saw that somewhere. So somebody
He's
made it up.
picturing
It
King
was,
Kong
it was
in his
King
head.
Kong, yeah.
Somebody lied to me.
They lied to me.
Still
6'5".
Still 6'5", like a gorilla, as big as they are, like taller
Yeah.
than Dakota.
It's
would be
tossing
fairly
you. It's tossing
intimidating.
you
Taller than
100
all of
yards.
us, by the way.
It's going to turn you into a
like
football.
way taller than Dakota.
Yeah, way taller.
If he's way taller than me, then
We don't need to go there.
okay.
He's going to throw you down the field like Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I got to go first.
I'm just saying.
Because you're the tallest.
Tim's more football shaped. So
Tim said
You just see Tim in a spiral.
Tim said if there was 9 other Tims, he's taking down the gorilla.
You could,
nine,
10 of me.
nine of
I
10
think
of
you-
10
you.
of me.
10 of
No,
Tim.
That
son.
gorilla's
I
done.
not
think
gonna
if you
lie,
had
those-
500 Tims in one gorilla,
That
y'all are
gorilla,
losing.
that gorilla
No,
ain't
bro.
breaking a
They're-
sweat.
No,
They're
that gorilla, he'll get
overestimating
worn
the
out after
gorilla.
about
They're
50
small,
Tims, man.
Tim.
They're small.
You're not big, big dog.
They're about.
They're smaller than me, is what I'm saying.
They also weigh 500 pounds,
All right,
and they have no fat.
6'5".
They're shorter
Let's say
than you. They're
6'5".
not
Let's say
smaller.
6'5".
Yeah, 10 me's.
Tim, one
I
gorilla
give
would
you
toss you
500
30
each, and I
feet.
don't think it's happening.
For real? I
One
don't
gorilla
either.
would toss one of me 30 feet, but while
All
he's
10 of them 30
no,
feet.
dude, no, dude.
How-
You
how
think
are
you're going to
they-
have a chance to grab that man's arm?
How are these 9 of you gonna like
Now he's a
put
man.
damage on the gorilla though? Like, what are you gonna do to hurt the gorilla?
Yeah,
mostly,
what are you? gonna do?
Mostly judo. I'm a judo.
Little do we know,
Tim's
Tim's,
out there
got
hip tossing
experience.
this
He's just
gorilla.
like karate chopping.
Yeah,
No, that'd be karate.
Gets him in a rear naked choke
we're just gonna
somehow.
wrestle around a little.
Yeah, that's not
That's
going to
like the
happen.
one strategy I wouldn't use on a
Yeah.
gorilla. It's
You gotta-
wrestling him.
You're going to
I'm
need
calling-
I'm
weapons.
scared, dude.
Andre Iguodala.
That's why I picked 10 Tims
Laser
and not
beams
10
on
Dakotas.
Earth.
You watched the same interview I watched.
Tim's about
He
that
had to have
life.
watched the same interview I watched, where they
No.
were picking the James Harris. That's was exactly the same thing that guy says on that.
What'd he say?
He's like, that's why I'm not taking you. That's why you're not on my team.
yeah. That is why.
I mean, team formation is
If you
pretty
can- if
critical.
we can
Look, dude,
handpick
if you're
the 100
scared, go to
men,
church.
I like the
if you can
delusional
pick
confidence.
100 men,
I don't like the. I think it's just ignorance.
we could do it.
you know.
If you could pick the 100 men, we could do it.
Dude, 100
Give me
men.
50
If you
Brock
could
Lesnar.
pick the
Like
He
100
said
men,
100 Brock Lesnar's?
yeah,
Folding him.
yeah, 100 Brock Lesnar's, 100 Brock Lesnar's, 100 Brock Lesnar's are tearing this gorilla up.
Honestly, you could probably do 50 Brock Lesnar's, and I think they're folding that.
I don't
gorilla.
know, man. Maybe.
He's not. It's like a 4 foot 4
Did y'all-
gorilla.
10 of those Brocks are done for, but
You
the
guys
other
are just
40
trying to
don't
pick-
prevail.
No,
Did
we've
y'all watch
established
the
it's the
TikTok
best
I
of the
sent
gorillas
you?
though. So he's a 6'5" gorilla.
All right, 6'5".
Yeah,
doesn't
you're
matter.
going Brock Lesnar's. You're getting the biggest gorilla.
We'll do 6'5".
Listen,
then.
I sent
He's
a
tearing them
TikTok
up.
in the group.
like 500 or 600 pounds.
I sent a TikTok in the group, and it was a Ugandan man
Oh boy.
who's a gorilla expert, and they're there with the gorilla.
How do you know? Could you hear what he was saying? Did
Do
he
they
speak
talk
English?
to the gorilla?
No, they were in Uganda, man.
Well,
So you don't
are we
even know what
talking
they were
about
saying, bro. You're just
gorillas,
making stuff
or are we
up.
talking
No, he
about
spoke
American
English.
gorillas?
Oh, okay.
We're keeping this domestic. American
This
gorillas.
isn't.
No, these are
This gorilla is
wild
from the great
gorillas.
state of Mississippi, right out of the Mississippi Zoo.
No.
This gorilla's
No,
beating
this-
ass yelling, "Roll Tide!"
He's just drinking a
from
Coors
Mississippi.
Light.
This is a
From
real
Mississippi
jungle
on Roll Tide,
gorilla,
huh?
okay? And this Uganda guy said 4 people could take on a gorilla.
Did
I
he?
wonder if it's because of like a
Did he say that, Tim?
intellectual
Yeah.
thing.
That
though.
Uganda
what do you
man
do?
needs
What
that
do you
guy
do?
would-
translator.
And
How do we
he's-
know this was accurate?
He's with gorillas every day.
He's in.
He lied.
Okay, so
Tim.
he's talking about a gorilla that is his friend. So this is like a betrayal situation where
Yeah.
the gorilla
where
doesn't
his
accept
guards
an
down.
attack.
They're gonna
No,
take
man.
it.
His
That's
guards
not
down.
fair.
No, man, gorilla
Is
ain't
this
got
like
no
an
friends.
intellectual thing? Like he thinks the gorillas are too stupid to fight?
No, man.
Let me tell you
he
something. An
just- he
animal
just
that can
knows.
slap his chest and it can be heard from miles away. I don't want anything to do with that animal.
See, I hear
I agree.
expressions
I
like
wouldn't-
that, but I don't think I could hear a gorilla slap his chest from a mile away.
Look it up.
No, it's true. They hit it. They
That's how they-
It's
that's
not
how
a
they
slap,
mate.
It's like a punch. Like
Oh,
hit your
yeah.
chest. How
And
loud can you hit
also,
your chest?
also,
I don't know.
Hit
your
it hard.
numbers, brother. I don't know.
Look,
about them
we're
anymore.
looking it up.
I probably blew out the speakers right there.
You could die, so
Sorry
maybe
to the
don't do
audience.
that.
I mean, a mile away.
He's going to go into AFib now, so.
Would you guys
So we all
say,
agree that the humans win.
Yeah, for sure.
100 Brock
Easily.
Lesnar.
I think,
No, man.
10 Tims.
like I said, I think 30 of those humans
Tim's.
sacrificed. But the 70,
And then do they have the mental fortitude to keep going? If you're with 100 dudes
Now,
and you
here's
see
the-
30
okay.
of your buddies get slaughtered, there's going to be
Oh, I'm
some
like in
hesitancy.
that 60 or 70.
It's
range.
gotta
Here's
be
the,
the
here's the
first
one
50.
argument I do agree with. Gorillas are not known for like fighting in big spurts. They fight like 30 seconds and then
Perfect.
they take big breaks.
Exactly.
Also-
Brock Lesnar fought for a
so
living.
that-
That's because they haven't been paid
Brock
for it yet.
Lesnar is a chode. All right, he
matter.
And
Brock
I've been
Lesnar.
fighting all my
He's
life.
also a
big
tree of a
fella.
man.
He's a
Yeah, but
big
of all the
fella.
All right,
big
we can get-
fellas,
if
I'm
we
not
get-
picking Brock Lesnar.
All right, let's
of
pick,
all
let's
of
pick a starting 5. 5 dudes that you think could. Brock.
I want.
Are we doing dead or alive?
give me Francis
Either one.
Ngannou.
I mean, I'm taking the Iceman before I'm
John
taking
Jones?
Brock.
I mean,
Yeah, John Jones for
John
sure.
Jones?
John Jones.
Alan Richardson?
They would
Dana
never
would
run
not
over
allow
John
John
Jones.
to go.
John Jones.
He's not a
is
big guy.
lightweight.
We're not,
Beat him
we're not
one-on-one.
going for big.
No.
Jones got the power though.
Jones won't fight anymore. He's not. Jones
This is
won't
prime
fight.
John Jones.
Hey,
Jones
when-
won't
when
fight
Jones
Aspen.
No,
went-
we're talking prime John. We get to pick, man.
Prime John Jones.
This is
Thinking
never gonna-
heavyweight
John
John
Jones.
Jones. He's a big fella.
Yeah.
All right.
But
All right,
he's
I'm
better
picking-
at
I
light
also
heavyweight.
I like the James Harrison pick
So-
though.
Well, if we're doing dead or alive, then can we throw Samson in there?
No.
Pre-haircut?
Because he's killing the gorilla.
Yeah.
He killed 1,000 men. He
All right,
was
The
he was
Rock?
the gorilla.
He was the
In
gorilla.
this
Honorable mention,
case.
The Rock. Is he in there?
I'm not even going to say what I was
How's The
gonna say.
Rock in actual combat though?
Yeah, I just don't know if the Rock can fight. He seems
he's
like a
big.
nice.
I think it's
Yeah,
he's
but
He
just-
could just wrap the gorilla up.
he's aesthetically big.
But if you're picking The Rock, just pick Brock Lesnar, dude.
All right, so
why?
Brock.
Because he's huge and heavy.
But I don't think we need
He's
to
got
make.
big, long arms. He can
Just like I like
What
him.
if we just got like the strong dudes, like Mark Henry or something like that?
I'm
No,
thinking
give me
James
Eddie Hall.
Harrison.
Give me Eddie Hall.
Thor Bjornsson, the Mountain.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to give the mountain in
But
there.
who knows if he can fight?
He can.
He can.
box.
He was like in UFC for a
All right,
minute.
Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is so
Didn't he
unathletic
lose to Eddie
looking.
Hall though in a UFC fight?
What?
Thor
What?
Bjornsson?
No,
Bjorn?
he beat another bodybuilder. I don't think
Yeah,
he
dude,
actually.
he's not like,
Yeah,
but
it was Eddie
he's
Hall.
good enough
All
to.
right, well,
he
Logan
could
Paul.
punch.
Jake Paul.
Both
He's
of those.
got a mean left hook.
Have
Yeah,
you
both of
seen
those
the
guys.
guy that is the world
didn't
wrestling
even
or
acknowledge
the
it.
world arm
These guys
wrestling
don't know who
champion?
they
Yeah.
The Canadian
We'll show you
Special
videos.
Forces guy. Have you seen him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's not very big,
Prime
but he
Mike
goes
Tyson?
up against this huge guy.
Prime
I'm taking
Mike
that
Tyson.
guy.
I like that guy a lot.
Me too.
Prime
Real
Mike,
calm.
he offered to fight a gorilla at a zoo. Tried paying the dude $10,000. He wouldn't let him get in there with him.
I heard that
I'm taking
story.
Prime Mike for
Yeah,
sure.
if he's off. Yeah, I'm taking Prime.
We're
Mike.
already past 5.
Yeah, but then,
So
Just
th-
give
this-
me
Mike
however
goes
many
in
it
there
is.
and
Just give me
dies.
Brock Lesnar.
it's on you.
That's all.
So we got Prime Mike, Brock Lesnar,
John Jones.
John Jones, James Harrison. Who's our 5th?
The Mountain.
The Mountain. That's a pretty good team.
That's a pretty good team.
I still think they
My
die.
money's on the gorilla.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's not enough.
I think they
I
bring
think you'd
it
have
home
to
for the
have at least
USA.
like
I think
20
he's.
of
I think
those
he's too
prime guys.
acrobatic, huh?
I said I think they bring
Because
it
that's
home.
just a lot of muscle. You know, they can't really
The
do
boys
that.
will bring it
Ronnie's
home
picturing
for
King
the
Kong in all these
USA.
situations.
No,
though.
I'm picking a. I'm picking.
I still
five
don't-
Just picturing a
gorilla.
regular silverback gorilla.
We'll do a 6-foot gorilla. That's fair.
I still
A
don't know
6-foot
how.
gorilla.
He's
If
marking
those
them.
big, strong guys, how are they going to hurt the gorilla though?
Punching him.
Exactly.
You're not grabbing him.
In a fight,
You're not
it's
getting
not
your
like
arms
you can-
around
I
his
don't
neck.
think you're hurting him.
That's why you gotta
Well,
you gotta
maybe not
have
the
a few
first or
guys.
50
There's-
punches,
they
but you're
also have
eventually
gotta have
gonna
like
get hurt.
100
They
skulls.
can die. Gorillas can die, by the way.
Yeah, from like gunshots and old age and heartbreak.
No.
Have you seen Tarzan?
They're sensitive.
All right, I'm gonna switch this to a serious topic real quick because
gosh.
I heard this. It's a Chat GPT. We only got a few minutes left before we need to wrap. So, Austin Sexton, who is former episode the son of a former episode member, Chad. Okay, Austin is he's on staff at Cornerstone. He put this thing up talking about Chat. We always talk about Chat GPT and how it's useful and it can do cool stuff. And so he prompted it. This is going to really shift gears here. We're going to get serious for a minute as we end. But he said, for the purpose of gaining perspective on what we as Christ followers are up against day to day, I asked ChatGPT to write me a letter from our adversary, Satan, describing his plan to keep me from drawing near to Christ. And this is ChatGPT's response. I thought this was super interesting. So it says, shh, don't resist me, not yet. You rarely notice when I'm near, and that's exactly how I like it. Quiet, close, and just beneath your skin. I don't need to make you hate him. No, that's far from too obvious. All I need is for you to forget him, to neglect him, to place almost anything above him. So I'll keep you busy, distracted. I'll drape your days in noise and urgency, notifications, endless scrolling, half-hearted prayers, and I'll let your schedule fill until you no longer have time to sit in silence with him. You'll call it exhaustion, and I'll call it victory. I'll whisper lies in your vulnerable moments. He's disappointed in you. You're too far gone. He isn't listening, and I'll make you doubt his love, his presence, his patience, just enough to keep you from leaning in. Delay is my favorite game. You can pray tomorrow. You'll read later. There's no rush, and you'll believe it again and again until the time runs out. Community, that's too dangerous. I'll make you suspicious of other Christians. I'll remind you of every offense, every wound. I'll convince you that isolation is safer, more spiritual, and that no one truly understands you, especially not them. And if you must think of Jesus, I'll twist him. I'll make him cold, distant, harsh, or perhaps better, I'll make him soft and indifferent. A tame little figure who demands nothing, expects nothing, and changes nothing. Worship that, and you'll stay mine. I'll tempt you, yes, but gently. No need for scandal, just enough compromise to rot your soul slowly, and you'll fall. I'll be there with shame, heavy suffocating. Don't go back to him, I'll say. Not now, not after this. Above all, I'll nurture your pride, make you think you're fine without him, that your strength is enough, that needing grace is weakness. Oh, how I love when you try to be good without God. The road is wide and smooth and ends in silence. So keep going, keep drifting, keep living on autopilot, numb and distracted. Don't look up, don't cry out. I'm right here. Huh? ChatGPT made that.
Sounds like ChatGPT is Satan.
Yeah, AI's the devil, confirmed.
ChatGPT's got a
was
lot of
pretty
cool stuff
creepy.
about you can prompt it to do the opposite too, and it will. But tell me that's not wild.
That is
I
wild.
felt like that was directly from Satan.
That's what I'm saying.
That was weird.
That's what Satan does. That's how he attacks us. It's just like in the little things that we never notice. It's the small
Yeah,
actions.
Satan plays the long game.
The constant
Yeah, he
distractions.
knows.
He's not just running in guns blazing.
Yeah, he's the great deceiver. He's like, I just need to do.
Keep you on autopilot.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting where he said, where he's talking about delay is my favorite game. You can pray tomorrow. You can read it later. There's no rush, and you'll believe it again and again until time runs out. That's the game, because that's what we do. That's how he attacks us.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And even we do that here a lot. Like we'll be like, oh, we're too busy. We got a lot going on. We can skip study this morning, or we can skip prayer this morning, or whatever, because we're just busy.
Because that's human nature in general.
Yeah,
And our nature as humans is fallen.
yeah,
And so who knows that better than Satan? And
yeah. And as men too, I think passivity was the first sin ever. And I think when we do those little small actions, we are acting exactly like Adam did in the garden. It's
We're
just
always-
giving in just enough.
Yeah, we're always on the go and in a rush. We never take time to just slow down and have time with God.
I read that last night, and that hit me though. I'm like, dang, dude, if that could speak directly to how we're attacked, ChatGPT nailed that.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
So,
Yeah, I read that. You texted it to me.
yeah, I sent it to you on Messenger
yesterday.
I sent it so that I could have
was
it this
chilling.
morning to be reminded. So
I get that way too, though, man. You know, with some of the stuff that I struggle with, it's like, I'll just stop doing this tomorrow.
yeah,
You know, like, oh, might as well.
I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah.
When I feel like I
delay
need to, I'll
I'll
stop.
start being
The
good
delay
tomorrow.
stuff is pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're going to do that
Yeah.
till you die.
which is crazy that we all, it's so easy for us all to think that, but then we also know that tomorrow is not guaranteed
yeah,
either. It's still
Yeah,
tempting.
there's like an arrogance to that. Like, yeah, I'll start being good and really following Jesus tomorrow.
Has anybody ever had that feeling like when you're in the act of doing something you know you shouldn't do, and you get that like,
The
man, I
guilt.
really shouldn't be doing this, and then you're like, whatever, like I'll deal with that later. So you just keep on going on. I've always wondered, what if you died in that moment? What would that be like? You know what I'm saying?
Regretful.
Yeah. What's that look like?
Yeah.
What if you die in the middle of doing something you shouldn't be doing?
Yeah.
Like sinning against God, not you know,
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's
yeah,
Pretty-
not picking your nose when no one's watching. I'm talking about
Pretty
you're doing
And
something.
not getting the chance to repent.
picking your nose. I hope is not a sin.
No, it's not.
I'd be doing that.
Trust me, it's
How
not.
do you think
how else do you
God
get the
gave
boogers
you
out of there?
fingers that fit perfectly in your nostrils?
You know what,
dude?
Tim? I like the way you think, buddy.
I've
That's
never
all I'm
agreed
saying.
with
Might be
that
an
rule.
8-year-old.
Like maybe don't do it at like a fancy dinner or something. But if you're just like at home by
best time to
yourself,
do it.
get the boogers
But
out.
don't be a
don't
flick,
eat
be a
that
flicker,
booger.
be a flicker, not an eater. You know, if
Yeah.
you're gonna pick
I don't
them,
know.
you
When I
gotta
was a
flick
kid,
them.
I got in trouble for flicking burgers in the middle
Burgers?
of burgers. I was flipping burgers already. My parents put me to work
I was
early.
at McDonald's at 8 years old.
Flipping boogers in the middle of the night, and it
Oh,
was
you
just
told
dark in
us
my room,
about
so
this.
I'd flick them, and then eventually my parents just noticed there were like
your
75 boogers on
Burgers, come on with the burgers.
Dude's been watching too much SpongeBob. I
guess I'm hungry.
Flipping Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah, so don't flick them. But I've never understood the kids that eat boogers. Like if you're a kid listening to
Yeah,
this right
it's
now and you eat boogers,
strange.
Grosses me out.
Stop it.
Now
Stop
let's
it.
be
This
honest
is
with
hell.
each other. At some point in our childhood, we all gave it a taste.
I've never
did.
I've never
Yeah,
Yeah, you
tasted
did.
booger in my
Yeah,
life.
you
Not
did.
once.
Never
Yeah,
did.
you did.
I've
You
always-
did
I've
when you were
always
5 or 6.
Nope.
And then you were like, that's too
100%.
much.
If I did, I
and
don't
then you started
remember it
flicking them.
because that
Never once.
is disgusting.
Yeah, but there are kids and adults that
are
eat their
adults.
boogs. Eat their boogers. I seen a dude do it in a do it. I think I said it weird that time too.
It's a hard word.
He did it. I seen a dude eat one at a stoplight one time, son. Yeah, sitting at a stoplight. I look over. He's knuckle
No.
deep. Pops it out. Like a Mentos,
He
like a
thought no one was
Mentos,
watching him.
baby.
He thought he was safe.
Those are the people
I
we need
wish
to be
you
sending
wouldn't
to
have
the
said that.
I'd
Salvatore
probably call the
prison.
cops on that guy.
Yeah.
This guy.
Get those
he's
guys out. Those are
I
the
just like
Something's going
it
on
was one
with
of
this
those
guy.
things where I just like turned and pretended that I didn't see what I just saw.
Yeah.
I didn't want to
Dude,
make eye contact
I
because then
might
it would have been
consider-
real
I'd be
weird.
like this in my window.
Yeah, no, I would have immediately wanted
And I would
that
hope
guy
he
to
would
know
look
I
at
knew.
me. And he'd be like,
I would really consider just running him off the road. I mean, for real.
But I'm just saying, if that guy's doing it, there are others.
Oh yeah, there's
that's disgusting.
billions of people.
Yeah, they're chomping them.
I don't know about billions.
All right, we got to wrap up. We have a guest coming in 10 minutes.
It's a lot of people.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Gorilla versus man.
Eating boogers.
Satan AI
Vegas.
eating
Now, a
boogers.
burger, though? I'll take a burger.
No,
No,
eat
we
a
got.
burger.
I got the title for the episode. Thank you.
You know what? Great title. Good job, right?
probably keep
Guys,
you around.
thank you so much for coming on and watching this episode. I'm sure you didn't get any value, but I hope that you had a good time listening in to our crazy conversations.
Hey,
We are so
entertainment is valuable.
That is true. That is true. We're so grateful that you guys tune in. If you enjoy the show, you get a laugh, share this episode with someone that you think might get some value out of it. We'll be coming on. The next episode will be a guest. We have some really cool guests coming in. We've got a few recordings today. I think you guys are going to get actually a lot of value from them. So share this show with someone you know. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you on the next episode.
Yeah. There's a war going on inside. Just to name a couple, I battle with porn and pride. In a persistent struggle, a reoccurring huddle. A prayer meeting with me and the Holy Spirit. Feeling free, but no, I'm nowhere near it. But thank God for his conviction. The awkward part of me that may leave others to suspicion and call me into question. I confess my addiction. Know it's a lethal weapon. May compromise the mission. Being proselytized from this humanistic system. You think about that.